Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Sunchild Tarot and welcome to your annular solar eclipse readings, the eclipse being in Gemini. As ever, there will be a timestamp below so you can shoot ahead to the reading, but hang around for a few minutes so you can listen at least once to my discussion of this eclipse. And also the other reason that I do it is watch your sun, your moon and your rising, especially your rising, just in tarot readings in general. If you know your rising sign, then that's the one you should more often not be watching. There is a link in the description to get yourself a free birth chart. I mean, there's dozens of sites on the web that will do that for you. But just a note about the reading, general reading rules apply. Timing is far from absolute, especially with this eclipse. But I'll discuss that in a few moments. But what you can do is ask a question beforehand. I'm not going to guarantee, but it is a Celtic cross that I'm doing. So it's got a bit of a past and a present. You'll be able to tell if the reading is for you or not. I would say take the whole reading or don't take any of the reading. Either the entire thing resonates as a unit or it doesn't. I mean, if it doesn't, go and watch your sun, go and watch your moon, or any part of your chart for that matter. Now, housekeeping, there is a link down there as well for the Facebook page for this channel. I post these videos here. I sometimes post the astrology weather forecast type videos that I watch, but I've been a bit remiss in that recently. But more importantly, it's got an inbox. So if you want to contact me directly for a personal reading, that's the best way to do it. There's a link tree down there, so you can find my Twitter and you can find my this, that and other. But the Facebook's the best method. So if you're a returning subscriber, thank you very much. If you're new to the channel, welcome. And once you've heard my stuff, feel free to press the subscribe button. You will be welcome. That's it, really. I don't want to go too deeply into this eclipse because I already posted a show Tuesday night that I did with astrologer David Fischer, but that was looking at the strict Hellenistic astrology of this eclipse. There's a few other aspects that I do like to look at. Now, this is at, as you will no doubt know by now, 19 degrees Gemini. Now, the angel of this degree, so not the 5-degree arc, but just this specific degree, is Cahatel. Now, Cahatel is, despite the fact that angels are supposed to be genderless, Cahatel is considered to be a male angel who, for one thing, expels bad spirits. So there's a chance to get rid of more negative energetic influences that are around us. Interestingly, he's also considered to be an angel of reality. Cahatel's gift is to make angels, to make dreams and illusions real, to bring them from something in the mind to something in the real world. He lives in, I mean, this is with the qualification, of course, that it's all in line with the divine plan. He helps assist in the manifestation of divine will on earth. But that's a really interesting point, since in the astrology aspect, then there's a lot of illusions and lies being brought up for attention and hopefully dismissed. Hopefully not necessarily that the truth is seen, but the illusion is seen. That someone can look at something and go, you know what, that's not real. I might not necessarily know what is. You may find that out, but that's not real. That can't be trusted. But in the meantime, there's going to be some dreams, which that's the Neptune in Pisces again, giving us some good stuff as well as bad stuff, that we can start bringing into the 3D reality. Again, is it in accordance with God's will or divine will, however you want to look at it? Cahatel's home is within Keter, the topmost or crown of Sephiroth of the Tree of Life. But he also has connection with Yesod, where he brings things down to the physical plane, hence that manifesting reality. And with the Keter aspect, also the dispelling of bad spirits. Now, I can't remember if I've said this already. I have mixed feelings about this eclipse. The lunar eclipse I thought was lovely. I thought this, yeah, we're going to get rid of stuff. We're going to have a opportunity to do some shadow work and just discard some stuff. And there's pregnant new beginnings, poignant points of learning and stepping off. But the symbols for this degree are a little double-edged. 19 degrees Gemini, for those astrologers that have written about how it manifests in a natal chart, it seems there's an element of unbalance. You can have success, but then it's whipped away from you. Or you can have success and end up in a position of abusing power. So I do think there is that risk of abuse of power going on during this eclipse, but also it will be highly noticeable. So is it the abusing of power, or is it that the abusing of power is obvious and under our eyes? And I would hope to say it's the second, and not too great an abuse of power at that, just for the sake of, I don't know, everybody on the planet. Another level on that, I mean, you've got the symbols, as I said in the astrology show, of the sun representing the leaders, the moon representing the people, and the people here are drowning out the leader by eclipsing the sun. But the inside degree or Chandra symbol, let me bring this up. No, I'm on the wrong page. Bear with me. Let me bring this up. Is a bull stung by a scorpion. Now, before I read the explanation that goes with it, I just want to look at that imagery. The bull has frequently been associated with images of the leader. One of Jupiter's symbols was the bull. The bull was also a symbol of Enlil, if we go all the way back to ancient Sumer. It can represent the emperor, what's in charge, emperor on tarot way. So being stung by a scorpion, well, first thing that springs to mind on that is the story of, what is it, the scorpion and the frog, or the scorpion and the something, where the scorpion rides on the frog's back but still stings him on the way once they're nearly at the other side, because that's his nature. However, there's two symbols with that: being stung by something poisonous that is only acting according to its nature, but the leader being stung, which could be a good thing and could be a bad thing. But interestingly, in Hellenistic philosophy, some astrologers, I found this out from Ksenia Moore, go watch her video, it was superb. The duration of the eclipse indicates how long the eclipse effects will last. This eclipse is lasting for 5 hours. 5 hours. That's 5 years worth of effects coming from now. So you might not feel it immediately. These readings that I do here now today might not even kick in for a week, a month, possibly even a year by the sounds of it. But to be honest, with everything that's going on in the sky, and the fact that I've been assured that we've just passed through the quiet half of the year, astrologically, 2 Saturn-Uranus squares and everything else that's been going on, that's the quiet half. So I think those first initial effects will come reasonably fast, reasonably soon. So let's have a look at this bull stung by a scorpion. The elaborate ritual of putting yourself through life or death crises to determine what you are made of and how far you are willing to go in this life. I'm not sure I want to read any more after that. Right. Choosing from expanded faculties the optimal situations to enact this battle royale. Selecting what is karmically familiar. Variations on old themes involving bondage and freedom. So there you go. There's that whole leader image. When you are trapped, caught, stuck, a furious inner force asserts itself and can reconfigure everything. But it is a high-stakes ritual drama and loaded with real dangers. You must check yourself out in ultimate ways. for there is surging in your blood an impulse towards liberation, which cannot be distorted in any way. An extraordinary journey through radical tests and trials of an initiatory intensity. It's all about guts and stripping away everything but the true inner direction. If you must slay and move through illusions on every front, that is just how it is. Again, this is reflecting the very astrology, because the 19-degree Gemini symbol has got very little to do with, well, the fact, no, I take that back, because Mercury is Cazimi, the sun with the eclipse, and square to Neptune. So there we've got those illusions, dreams, but that Cazimi apparently gives it extra whammy, and the fact that it's at home in Gemini gives it extra whammy. So a lot of things will be visible and coming to the surface. Anyway, carry on with this. You cannot survive any longer on old ways to do it. It is time to welcome the enemy into your very midst and discover that there are no enemies. This reminds me of, at the New Year, Astrology Hub did a panel looking at 2021. And one of the astrologers whose name I absolutely forget said a good symbol to this year is invite the witch to the table. So that's the whole image of, who is it? Sleeping Beauty or Snow White, either way. Sleeping Beauty especially, I suppose. You don't not invite the witch, because you're having a party, you're having a meal, you invite them in. You make them part of the occasion, part of the process, part of the family, part of the tribe, whatever, because when all's said and done, they're another living being here amongst you. So there's certain problems that all of you face, so you might as well all face them together. And I like that, but I struggle with it, especially in such very, very divided times politically. Is there anything else that I wanted to... yeah, the readings that I've actually done, because I filmed some of them already, this bit that you're about to see. They all seem to be about setting something right and addressing issues. So I think that that's another indication that lots of things are going to come to the surface, and this is not going to be easy. But it should not be easy. Now, I'll put a link to the astrology show with David in the description down below. Obviously, while you're here, I would love you to subscribe, because I'm still a baby channel. I'm outgrowing my diapers at the moment, but I am still a baby channel. And thank you to returning subscribers, by the way. Give the video a like, share, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. You know the plot. Every single presenter says it. And I think that's all my housekeeping. So let me, rather than waffle more, bring up the cards. Okay, Aries. So if you're Aries rising, then this is occurring in your third house, or if you're Aries sun and you go by solar houses, which is all about your local neighborhood and your potential to learn the basics of something. It's not quite the advanced learning, but it may well be something new. And something new, surprise, surprise, is what all this reading is about. You are full of new beginning energy. We have, for how you are feeling, the Ace of Wands, Ace of Swords, Ace of Pentacles. So 3 aces. So you are, that's it. You have the power. You know, you are moving forward. You have got the strength. You've got the power. You've got the clarity. And this is as a result of a decision that you've made, that it was... you were spending too much time balancing too many things. Clarity has come where you're going, no, I'm spending all my time balancing this need with that need, or this agenda with that agenda, or this person's wants with that person's wants. And there's an element of resentment. I think I'm not quite sure resentment is quite the word that I'm looking for, but out of the Angelarium, we have Smikiel, the angel of vengeance. And what that is telling me is if there is any resentment there, put it down, leave it be. Put it down, step away from the resentment. Because if you are tempted to act on it, then yeah, you will be successful, and then something will come back to you. But there's not quite instant karma, but you could make things worse rather than better. Because you are full of standing on your own 2 feet. I'm declaring my space, I'm declaring my power, but you still seem to be, it's almost like you feel you are involved in an argument where you don't know what side you are arguing for, because again of all those shifting agendas around you, which is why you're taking this step of, yeah, no, I'm getting out of this. Oh, what I forgot to mention here was also we have the Huya with new beginnings as well. So yeah, you are full on first sign of the zodiac, striving ahead, really declaring your power. But there are commitments definitely with friends, or commitments that are interfered with by friends. We have 4 of Wands here, which can be a celebration. So these are, it's almost like there's a milestone that you have achieved, and because of that milestone, everyone's saying, right, let's go on to the next step. And you're like, no, I'm going to level up on my own, thank you very much. With this Page of Pentacles, just recently in the past, this is a decision that you've made yourself. But they're going, no, we've done so well, we have to carry on, because we have, as I say, 4 of Wands with 3 of Cups and 3 of Cups. So there's certainly that. What I'm feeling with those 3 of Cups as well is the being pulled in different directions, especially with the one out of the Spellcaster's Tarot. They're so happy and carried on with their reverie that they're all about to fall into the lake. And they don't quite realise this because they've just been taking things a bit too far. So maybe the obstacle in front of you is a bit of a party trap. But I rather feel like there's these agendas that you have been balancing. There is something where you have had a success, you have achieved something. And now you're saying, now we've achieved that, I'm going to go over here and do my thing. And there is this influence of people around you going, no, you've got to stay. We've got this far. We've done this now. Can you not see the benefit in moving ahead with this? They may have a point, considering that we have the main card that Spirit is bringing in, the main influence, is the Empress of fertility, of abundance. But I think that abundance may well be coming from what you have already achieved. Because this 5 of Swords is telling me that Spirit's also bringing in a certain amount of conflict and a certain amount of, well, a certain amount of winnings and of being led away. As you notice, all the wolves in the background of this, the wolves are the companions to the characters in these cards, far more than they are the enemies of these characters in the cards. And they're leading this one person away from the campfire, get away to safety. He's looking over his shoulder at whatever is approaching. And this Page of Wands, I'm going to read it purely on the image, and it's saying, the Spirit is saying, get moving, because there are changes afoot. Where you are finding this current situation annoying, that is going to come to an end. 10 of Swords here. But Wheel of Fortune and the Chariot is telling me that it's time to move. And you will be moved. You will be moved by outside events that come into play. Some lucky, with the Empress here. Some not necessarily appearing so lucky at the very start of it. Because you are being forced to make the choice that maybe you didn't want to, and you are a little scared of what beyond your control can come into this situation. Wheel of Fortune in the hopes and fears, but with the Lovers and the 2 of Cups. So there may well be a relationship issue that's going on here. Not even issue. I'm not going to say issue. I'm going to say internal drama, your own personal psychodrama. of, oh, do I really want to go there? That's too intimate, or it's not intimate enough, or I'm not getting what I want out of this, or do I really want that? But I think there's going to be quite a bit of revelation of truth, even more than what you've had already. This Ace of Swords, there's also that Ace of Swords now saying that right now you are being highly perceptive, but there's also this Anubis card from the Mausoleum. Here, Arbiter of Truth, Neutrality and Obligation. So again, it's pointing out that you have made a commitment here, and that commitment may well be standing in your way, but I think what this is saying is make your alternate plans, start on your alternate plans, but don't necessarily abandon your commitment that you've already made, because there's a reason for you to still be involved there. And the reason for you to still be involved is that this outside event, this outside influence, that in effect upsets things, it upsets the status quo, I think is the best way to put it, rather than it upset things and, oh my God, everything's falling down. It's not that sort of upset. It's just you was expecting one thing and something else comes on and left field blindsides you. Because it is important here that you are keeping your integrity. We have Animetia. I have no idea how you pronounce it. Here with integrity, and Inara with trickery, which with Inara there and Simikiel there, be honest, Aries. Absolutely be honest. If there's something you don't want to do, say. If there's something that you are going to do, say. Tell whoever needs to know. Because, as I say, if you don't, it will come back and bite you. But acting in that integrity, I'm seeing good things with this Wheel of Fortune. There was another one somewhere, wasn't there? Yeah, in the hopes and fears. They feel positive to me when linked together with that Animetia card. So definitely keep to your keep to your word, but also express what your word is. Because you have been working on sort of consolidating your own strength, your own ability, your own contentment. Now, since Anubis has turned up, I've grabbed my Anubis Oracle before I switch the camera on. Aha, now this is interesting. I'm still learning this Oracle, so I may well look this up, but this is one of the group cards. It's card number 4, and it's, no, it's not, it's card number 6. Card number 6, Right Timing and Direction. Sophis, Khonshu, and Amun-Ra. Amun-Ra is the sun. Khonshu is the moon, as you will all know soon when Moon Night comes out, just in case you haven't heard about it. Sophis, now, my brain's drawn a blank there. So let's have a look. Card number 6, Right Timing and Direction. Sophis is the star. So sun, moon, and stars. There, basically. The shining star Sophis generously pours her gifts upon our planet as Khonshu, the moon god, travels the sky, reflecting for us the faces and phases of our divinity. And Amun-Ra, the radiance of the sun's all-seeing eye, transfigures ourselves and our creations into the alchemical gold of enlightened being. If you have chosen this card, focus upon the images of the star, the sun, and the moon. Notice how the combined energies of these Netheru infuse your daily life experiences with their potent gifts and power. So all about accessing your power is what the position is at the moment with that Magician card right in the center of the deck. With their attributes brought to the fore of your consciousness, you will see clearly how, when, and where you, as Anubis, are moving forward appropriately in your personal world and how your actions reflect on our planet. Now, what was I just saying about keep your integrity, keep your word, and state your word. No, it's not necessarily a time to be doing things in secret, to be quite honest, because it's almost like even though here I get the impression you have the distinct knowledge of what you do not want, there may be a little fuzziness around the area of what you do want, because I think this, whatever this outside event coming in that upsets things, possibly for the better, it reveals some form of beauty, it reveals some form of yeah, it reveals something positive, but say a Uranian energy. There's you're planning on setting this business up or this event up, and all of a sudden you have a lottery win. That upsets things, but in a positive way. I'm not saying you're all getting lottery wins, but I'm saying that there's some good news coming in that completely derails your plans. But that doesn't escape the fact that it's good news, or the fact that it derails your plans, because you are heading off to a better place. But you're heading off to a better place by rejecting offers. Six of Swords, better place. Five of Pentacles there in the middle, and Eight of Cups. So you're changing your mind about something. You're rejecting something, and that feels like rejecting something from the past. And you're going, no, I'm not going there. There is not enough there for me. Now, other people are maybe a little harsh with their words, but they are certainly saying that you've put all of this work in so far. Do not abandon it right now. It is not in your interest to abandon it. Just like I say, be careful of your own wish to trick, either by omission. I mean, I don't really need to tell you, Aries, being Aries, don't worry about hurting somebody's feelings. You will hurt their feelings more by keeping stum and not saying what you think. I mean, maybe use an element of like tact and what have you, but you won't upset somebody if you are clearly honest about it. It will be the end of the matter. Either way, there seems to be some form of burden that you are putting down, and maybe another one that you are picking up, but you are picking up because you want to pick it up. Now, the final outcome here, because this is why when I saw from the, what do you call that oracle deck? Fallen Angels oracle deck. We've got Astaroth. Now, Astaroth is a decayed and demonized form of the goddess Astarte, the goddess of love and war. And here is representing misfortune, but card number 28 as misfortune, linking with this 10 of Swords, 28 here, come to a 10, 10 here. It's almost like there's a certain amount of misfortune coming to an end, as long as you are willing to fight for that. So where you are wanting to walk away from this commitment, there's something here you've got to fight for. Now, whether it is fighting to keep the commitment or fighting to get away from the commitment, well, that's your decision, that one. I'm not going to advise one way or another because I can't see one way or another. But we have King of Pentacles twice for the final outcome card, with the Queen of Cups. So there's a dream that you have been nurturing, or that you maybe are nurturing already, that is going to have slow but sure progress. Now, in terms of a love reading, the King of Pentacles is all that, you know, clothes, house, car. However, the King of Pentacles, I was listening to one reader a couple of weeks ago, and they were saying the other thing about the King of Pentacles is he's boring. However, it's practical. So I think it's slow but sure progress, and really, really firm foundations in this new path that you are heading down. The one that you are, oh, so full of idealism to start off with. However, there's a lot of speed here. Although we've got the Ace of Pentacles, with that sword and Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands, there's a lot of let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. Not a feeling you're a stranger to at all, Aries. But I think the progress is slower. Just be careful with this Grigori here, representing Well, here it says sexual. Let's see, negative angel Gregorian. Oh, I've lost my little book. But what I'm rather feeling is that's more to do with your, I don't want to say lustful impulses, but the negative side of temptation, not the, oh, I'd really like to do that sort of temptation, but that brings out a more, the fact that you really want to do this thing is something you wouldn't want other people to know, and you don't really like talking about it or even thinking about it yourself, apart from when you're thinking about doing the thing, and otherwise you've just put it out of your brain because you're a respectable person that doesn't do that. Thank you very much. Or, you know, whether it's respectable or it's I'm linking this in a way to the way I'm seeing it in my mind is not quite kicking a puppy, but kicking someone when they're down. Especially with that Simikiel and Inara here, it's like this is not the time, just because you may have some grudge or resentment there, it's not the time to kick someone when they're down. It's not the time to give in to that when you can build. The other thing is we have Aizalel with representing loyalty out of the Oracle of Heaven and Hell alongside Vehuya. So this commitment that you have, this is the other reason why I was saying, even though you're wanting to start your own plans, stick also with the commitment that you have. If you can do both, great. If you can't, finish the current commitment with an eye to where you're moving on to. And as I say, there's good news coming in. So whether that means that something occurs so that the commitment that was tying you down is suddenly broken, in whatever way that happens. I mean, you may be committed to working at a certain place, and then that place burns down. Okay? Not altogether positive. However, if that is freeing you up for what you want to do, that is actually good news. Just don't mention that to the owner of the business. Right, let's have a look what Grigori says in here. If I can find him. He's got to be here. Okay, that's weird. I can't see him there. Nope. I'm not even going to try because there's too much dead air there. But all in all, this is looking really, really positive, but it's going to be quite the ride. So I'm thinking that yes, your new beginning is coming, but as much as you hate hearing this from a tarot reader, all in divine timing. So, if this means anything to you, Aries, please do comment down below, because it's nice to know that these readings are getting to where they're supposed to be getting to. In the meantime, like, share, subscribe, and after this, your monthlies will be out soon. Cheers.